Hey guys, and welcome to another video here. This is going to be the second video on decimals and fractions practice questions. It'll be page 257 in the 2019 GED book. If you hear some weird noises in my background, my dog's around and he's kind of snorting a little bit, so in case you're curious throughout the video, what the heck is that noise? Okay, so here we go. Let's start with the first question. Zoom in here a little bit. Okay, so they give you a chart here for new patient appointments, immunizations, etc., etc. So this is a chart for some of the questions. So Ray is a veteran. Sorry, veteran. Maybe he's a veteran also, but we don't know that. But we know he's a veterinarian at the small animal clinic. He has 4 appointments scheduled for Monday morning. 2 new patient appointments, a serious injury visit, and a dental scaling. In hours, how much time should these appointments take? So it's pretty easy because we pretty much just have to add all those up. So let's see, let's figure out here. Let me move this a little bit. So the first one he has to do is 2 new appointments. Where is that? He has 4 appointments. Yeah, 2 new patient appointments. So as you can see up top here, a new patient appointment is 3/4 of an hour. So we'll go ahead and put 3/4 of an hour. And that's going to be another 3/4 because there's 2 new patients. Okay. So then the other appointment was a serious injury visit, which is an hour and a half. Okay, so an hour and 1/4. And dental scaling is 3/4 of an hour. So another 3/4. So first we'll add up not the whole numbers, but the fraction part. So we have 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7, plus another 3 is 10. So let's put 10 over 4. Okay, that's what we have so far. Now we can add up the whole numbers, which is a 1 over there. So we have 1 and 10/4. But since this is a improper fraction, means that we can get some more whole numbers out of here. So 4 goes into 10 2 times. Okay. But plus with the 1 whole number we already have is 3 times, and 2 remaining from the 10 remaining. So 3 and 2/4, we know 2/4 is a half because it's when the top number is half of the bottom number, it means it's a half. So we can reduce this into smaller terms, which is 3 and 1/2. So that's your answer. It is B. Okay, now number 10. Let me clear this first. I wonder if there's a button here just to clear everything. Clear canvas. Yes, my new favorite button. Okay, so number 10 is Jennifer works 3.5 hours. I would say, guys, try and figure these out on your own a little bit. Because half of this is just trying to understand how it works, and if you kind of force yourself to think about it a little bit before I actually do the problem here, it might help you a little bit. Just a suggestion. And of course, that's just before you'll need to pause it before I actually go over each one. So 10, Jennifer works 3.5 hours each morning at the clinic. How many routine physicals could she complete in one morning? Okay, let's see. That is a really good question. So she works 3.5 hours each morning at the clinic. How many routine physicals could she complete in one morning? So a routine physical is 1/3 of an hour, okay? And she has 3.5 hours. So what we need to do is put down 3.5 hours. Okay, then we need to divide it by the time that it takes, which is a routine physical, 1/3 of an hour. Is that? Let's see. New routine physicals. Okay, yeah, 1/3 of an hour. Okay. Excuse me. So what we need to do, we need to change this mixed number to improper fractions. So 2 times 3 is 6 plus the 1 there makes it a 7. So 7/2. Okay. And as we know, with division, we need to cross this out, flip it over. So 3/1 instead of 1/3. Okay, this is starting to look a little messy here. Then, now we flipped it over, we turn this into multiplication. So 3 times 7 is 21. Okay, let me put an equal sign here, just for reference. Then 1 times 2 is 2. Okay, so let's see how many times, so this is a, what do you call it, improper fraction. So we need to see how many whole numbers we can extract from here. So 2 goes into 21 10 times, and there is 1 remaining. So 1/2, which is a half. Okay, so we know by this here, it's asking how many can she complete. So that's a key word right there. So even though we have 10.5, we know that she can actually only complete 10. Okay, so 10 is your answer there. C. That 10's your answer for number 10. What a coincidence. Okay, it's not always going to be like that, guys. Just joking. So let's clear the canvas again. Nice. Okay, a minor league baseball stadium has 6,000 seats. On beach towel night, the stadium sold 5,500 of its available seats. What fraction of the seats were sold? Okay, so let's do this. This fraction of sold seats. This is actually already a fraction, but of course, with these, they always want you to simplify them, okay? Because this is a darn big number, if I might use the word darn. Okay, so 5,500. So again, guys, as we've spoken in the past, sorry about this terribly ugly writing. I am using my mouse pad here. So, these are zeros, by the way. So what we need to do is find the highest number here that goes into both of these numbers, okay, evenly, or that is, we can divide both of these numbers by. So we know that, for example, 10 goes into each of these, but if we do 10, then it's definitely not going to be reduced to the lowest form. So we know here, for example, we could do like, we know 1,000 goes into 6,000 evenly, but it goes into 5,500, but not evenly. It goes in 5 times, and you have 500 left over. So we know that 500 goes into both of these evenly, okay? Because 5,000, 500, 1,000, if we're counting by 500, 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, etc. So what we will do here is 5,000. Well, I would do this in my head, but I'm gonna go ahead and just write it out for you guys. 0. Just can't get zeros with this mouse pad. They look so bad. 5 looks pretty decent because I don't have to connect the two ends. Okay, so 5,500 divided by 500. Well, 500 goes into that 11 times. And how many times does 500 go into 6,000? 12 times. Okay. So that is your answer for number 11. 11/12. Okay. If you're wondering, I mean, it should be pretty obvious that it goes in there that much just because these are so large. It's easy to see how many times, but again, if you really don't know, just in your head, you can, 5. Yeah, you can count by 500s. 500, 1,000. Okay, so two 500s go into 1,000. 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, 3,000. So we're up to 3,000, which is half 6,000, and it took 6 500s. So you can just keep counting up, or if you know that 3,000 is half of 6,000, then you just double the 6, which is 12, which is what we got here. Okay. So same thing with this up here. You can't double it because it's 5,500, but you can simply count up to 5,500 by 500s. Okay, so clear canvas? Yes, absolutely. Okay, so we are on number 12 up here. So the city parking garage charges $3.50 for the first hour and $1.25 for each additional half hour. How much would it cost to park at the garage for 2.5 hours? Okay, so we know that the first hour is $3.50. Okay, so let me just put that there, $3.50. So then, since we know we've already paid or spent $3.50, let's remove an hour from here. Also, you can't really do this fraction with like different times. Like for the first hour is $3.50, then the following half an hour or half an hours is $1.25 or R125. Then you can't really do that calculation. You need to separate them first. So we remove 1 hour from 2.5 hours. So this also should be pretty obvious to you. Okay, we have 1.5 hours left. And we know that half an hour, in 1.5 hours, there's 3 half an hours. Okay, so 1.5 hours, we know there's 3.5 hours there. We could actually write this out as well. I don't know if you guys want to go into that, but maybe I'll go ahead and do that anyways. So we need to, okay, I hope it's not bringing up all my photos. 6 photos, sorry about that. I actually canceled that before I started. I'm not sure why it kept importing those photos. So let's see, what number are we on? Number 12. Okay, so we need to, if we really want to find out, if you're uncertain about how many half hours there are in 1.5 hours, and just for future reference, if this was a much larger number, it would be harder to do it in your head. So we'll just divide. Okay, so we need to change this to improper fraction. So 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 more is 3. So we'll cross this out. Make this a 3. Cross that out, and remember with division we need to invert this number over here. So instead of 1 over 2, we'll change it to, sorry, I put 3 for some reason. 1 over 2, we'll change it to 2 over 1. And then, once it's inverted, we will go ahead and change this to multiplication. And also, we can go ahead and cancel before we multiply this. So we know 2 goes into itself 1 time, okay? And 2 goes into itself 1 time as well. So already we've taken care of the reducing part, so we don't have to do it in the end. You cancel diagonally like this, okay? So 1 times 3 is 3 and over 1. Again, 3 over 1, anything over 1 is always equal to the top number. So yes, we figured out that half an hour goes into there. Yeah, half an hour goes into 1.5 hours 3 times. So there's 3 1.5 hours. There's 3 half an hours and 1.5 hours. So we need to, since each hour is valued at $1.25 for parking, we can go ahead and do multiplication here. 125 times 3, so 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 2 is 6, plus the 1 there is 7. 3 times 1 is 3. So we have 375 here. 3.75 or $3.75. Then we have the first $3.50, okay, from the first hour of parking that we removed earlier. So 5 plus 0 is 5. 7 here plus 5 is 12, so we carry the 1. Bring the 2 here. 3 plus 3 is 6, plus the 1 is 7. Bring down the decimal. So the cost of that is $7.25, okay? So as you can see here, it is letter C. Wonderful. Okay, now we are on number 13. Okay, so Susan scheduled 84 appointments for patients at a hospital outreach clinic. Only 56 patients kept their appointments. What fraction of the scheduled appointments were kept? So we have 56 out of 84. Again, that's already a fraction, but we need to reduce it, okay? So you can always start by, again, we need to find the highest number that goes into both of these. You can always start by seeing, because we know 56 obviously doesn't go into 84. We can't do 84 goes into 56. So we can start with like half of 56. So half of 56 is 84. 84. It's 28. And let me see if it does say we can use our calculator in here, by the way. It's on the following page. As you can see, this is number 9, but on the following page it starts number 1. It says you may use your calculator. So does 84 divided by 28, 23, stupid. Okay, 84 divided by 28 equals, okay, that is also stupid. Well, we know, let's see. Okay, I'm not sure why that didn't work last time. Okay, so half 56 is 28, so we know 28 goes into 56 two times. Okay, and half of, and we also know that 28 goes into 84 three times. Okay, so 2/3 is your answer for that one. Okay, last one. I love it when we get to the end, guys. Okay. Let's see, how many more terms? Oh, sorry. This portion of gas bill compares a household's natural gas usage for December of this year and last year. How many more therms of natural gas did the household use in December of last year than December of this year? Express your answer as a decimal. Yes, I will, Mr. GED book. Write your answer on the line below. That I won't do, Mr. GED. So we have, so last year we used 3.97. This year we used 313. So to find the difference, you always subtract. Okay? So 397 minus 313. 7 minus 3 is 4. 9 minus 1 is 8. Put decimal there. 3 minus 3 is 0. Don't even have to put 0. So we used 0.84 therms more last year than this year. Wonderful. Must have been a cold winter last year. Okay, well, anyways, thank you guys for watching. There's still a few more, 2 more pages for this decimals and fractions practice questions. So I'm gonna be making a video with those as well. Again, we kind of went through these already in lessons 12 and 11, I believe it was. But the like 13, and this lesson's gonna be lesson 14. These are just like further or more questions based on lesson 11 and 12, so that you can really inculcate this into your mind and give you more practice for the actual GED test. Anyways, thanks for watching. Take care.